On May 26, 2013, a tugboat was performing routine towing operations off the coast of Nigeria when disaster struck. A violent swell rose without warning, slamming into the vessel and causing it to capsize within moments. The ship flipped and disappeared beneath the waves, settling upside down nearly 100 feet underwater. There was no time for a distress call, no chance for the crew to escape. Everything went silent as the ocean swallowed the vessel whole. 3 days later, a team of divers was dispatched to assess the wreckage and recover what they believed would be only the remains of the crew. As they descended into the deep, cold waters, the mood was somber. Visibility was low. Inside the sunken tugboat, the corridors were pitch black, filled with floating debris, overturned furniture, and drifting personal belongings. The divers moved slowly, carefully, their flashlights sweeping across twisted metal and signs of sudden chaos. Then, something unimaginable happened. One of the divers, while searching a flooded cabin, reached out and felt something soft, human skin. At first, he thought it was a body, but then the hand moved. Shocked and disbelieving, the diver looked again and saw eyes staring back at him. A man was alive, breathing, and conscious, reaching out through the murky water. His name was Harrison O'Keene. O'Keene, the ship's cook, had been in the bathroom at the moment the tugboat capsized. Disoriented and thrown violently through the wreckage, he somehow found himself in a small cabin with a sealed door. Against all odds, a pocket of air had formed near the ceiling. It became his lifeline. For nearly 60 hours, he floated in complete darkness, surrounded by cold water and the terrifying sounds of the creaking wreck. He had no food, only a single can of soda to keep him going. All around him, he could hear sharks circling, and at times he feared they would break through the wreckage and find him. O'Keene clung to hope, praying constantly, talking aloud to himself to stay sane. He had no way of knowing if help would come, or if anyone even knew the ship had gone down. The psychological strain of waiting alone in the dark, thinking he would die there, was immense. But he refused to give in to despair. When the divers found him, O'Keene was cold, dehydrated, and weak, but miraculously alive. The rescue was delicate. Bringing a man to the surface from that depth after nearly 3 days underwater required extraordinary care to avoid deadly decompression sickness. He was placed in a decompression chamber for 2 more days to allow his body to adjust slowly. Against all odds, his vital signs remained stable. He had survived one of the most improbable underwater disasters in maritime history. Tragically, the rest of the crew did not make it. O'Keene was the sole survivor. Years later, O'Keene would reflect deeply on his ordeal. He often spoke about the role his faith played in keeping him alive and the way fear and solitude had changed him. Remarkably, he didn't turn away from the sea. Instead, he embraced it. Inspired by the people who saved him, O'Keene trained to become a commercial diver himself. The same ocean that nearly claimed his life became the very place where he found a new purpose, a second chance, and the strength to begin again.